Hey there, guys. Welcome to the low interest station we have at the beginning of every one of these Hatecasts. Now, I do have a sale I'd like to tell you guys about. Legendary and Claw are both BOGO, along with 35% off the entire site, mainly in honor of the Olympia. Now, we go over a little bit of it in today's Hatecast, which, by the way, is just going to be like a casual Sunday sort of thing. We go over a little bit of the Olympia and our predictions. Like I said before, I really do think that it makes sense for where Phil Heath is at. The way everybody's pretty much rooting against him because it's always fun to root against the top dog. I do believe that when he had the hernia removed, he did something to tighten up his midsection up a little bit, which was a complaint people had in the past about him. But that is just theory. Right now, I mean, we go over this in the Haycast. Now, by the time this thing airs, we'll know if I was correct. So, that's going to be pretty cool. In this episode, we have Ed, both Ed and I, on again. We're doing a casual Sunday. We go over current topics, like current events, stuff like that, which we are going to be definitely doing more of, as well as talking about the hurricane that has unfortunately prevented me from scheduling with Ryan this weekend, as well as for this weekend's episode, as well as affecting Ed in his personal life. Now, you hear more about that on the actual Hatecast. But without further ado, guys, it's kind of a casual Sunday, so enjoy the show. What have you got there? Stickers!
Lightning McQueen, Mater, Guido, whatever his name is, and then Sally and Luigi.
He's I know, guys. He's messaging a movie, Cars. So
Yes.
Welcome to the Hatecast. We do not endorse the phrase Guido. So. Guys, it's going to be a little bit different today. We're having a little bit of a casual Sunday fun day. So I've got a couple news articles that I want to jump into real quick. Yes. So are you familiar what happened with Elon Musk?
Of course, it was pretty awesome. But hold on. I had my own. You go ahead first before I tell you what I noticed from it.
Okay. So Elon Musk, shocker, eccentric billionaire, likes to smoke the marijuana. Okay, that's not like I don't care. I could give two shits less. It's fine, but apparently the Air Force cares.
Whoa.
Yeah, let me pull up this article. So this is over on I'll link it below. This is over on The Verge. The Air Force is determining the appropriate process for Elon Musk smoking pot. So, SpaceX is kind of like, he has to work with the Air Force, right?
Yep.
So, the Air Force is not exactly, like, it's one of those, we're investigating you, but we're not investigating you sort of deals, right?
Wink, wink. Wink, wink.
So, and my guess is they're trying to drum up some habitual drug charge so that they can kind of smash SpaceX, right? So they're going to say, you dirty person who likes this and that, you don't deserve to launch rockets into space. So if you could please give us money.
That's what I was thinking too. Yeah. Charge them more. Charge them more, you know?
I mean, I wanted to bring this up just so that you guys could, I don't know, hear the hilarity of all of this. It's a non-story. It's completely a non-story. What's going to happen is nothing's going to change. Nobody in a month, maybe 3, nobody's going to care. I do know this though. There has been an incredible. Okay, like we're going to get down into it. There have been an incredible amount of these pictures popping up, and it's like, oh no, if you smoke a joint, you're going to end up a billionaire. It's like, well, no, that depends on the person, right?
Yeah.
It's just like, fun fact, there are functioning crackheads out there. but
There are.
wouldn't suggest it.
And functioning alcoholics, too.
Yeah. Well, anyway, moving on from that.
By the way,
Let's not
did
talk
you
about
see?
Alan and Aragon. But
Let's not. Did you see the picture or the video at all? Did you see it?
of him smoking?
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't even inhale.
I know. That's my whole point. He didn't even inhale. What is going on? These people are retarded.
I can tell you what happened. He was on Joe Rogan's podcast, right?
Yep.
He says, "Oh, Joe Rogan asked me to smoke. Well, I don't want to seem like I'm not cool.
Yep.
Fine.
I'll do it.
It's fine. I don't have any okay. Chaos and Pain does not endorse illegal drug usage. Blah blah blah. All that stuff. I don't have a problem with people who smoke pot.
Me either.
Right? If it's legal where you're at, right?
If he's in California, right? Isn't it legal there?
Right. Now, here's something I am kind of uneducated on. Is I was wondering if it is legal for you to come from out of state into California or into Colorado and actually smoke, and it turns out it is.
What?
So you can be like from Texas, somewhere where it's not, right?
Georgia.
Although Austin's trying. You could go somewhere from like Georgia, Texas. You can go all the way to California, smoke pot, and you're not gonna get like handcuffs on you. Nothing's gonna happen. You're gonna have a good time, and then you can just go back, right? So that's fine. So I really don't see where the upset is.
I don't either.
Do you think people do you think there's still some people out there? Okay, there were a couple of anti-pot propaganda way back in the day, right? Which was basically like I remember one in particular where this guy smoked it was black and white, right? I don't know if it was from Reefer Madness or whatever, but
Reefer Madness, bro. Yes.
He smoked a marijuana cigarette. Okay, that's important. That's
yes,
the way they put it.
And
right?
He killed a bunch of people, right?
He killed his family.
Do you know why? Do you even know why pot is illegal?
Why is that? What are your opinions on that?
The opinions. Okay, well, here's how it became illegal. It was actually discrimination against Mexican Americans, and I forgot the guy's name, but whoever was in charge of the Treasury Department at the time, well, he didn't like Mexican people.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know why, but that's where the majority of the marijuana cigarettes were coming from. So
probably had something to do with the kind of dicey past, I guess, Alamo and stuff, but I don't know.
And this dude was, by the way, this dude was like overweight. And all right. So anyways, here's what he does, okay? This is great.
Okay.
He issues these certificate stamped little things, right, for marijuana.
Okay.
And he says you have to have one of these pieces of paper, these stamps, certificates, to have marijuana. And then you know what they did? They didn't print any of them.
Okay.
So then so right then and there, and again, this is the Treasury Department. Okay?
A lot of things didn't make sense back then, so it's fine.
Propaganda. So then they did the whole Reefer Madness, and then there was actually a mayor of New York City, that said that he thought it was perfectly fine and that all the studies were incorrect about marijuana. So then this dude basically decides to kind of like change his tune a little bit and start saying that, no, it's a gateway drug, which is what I heard growing up in school. Oh, it's a gateway drug.
Right.
Not really. There's a big difference between smoking a joint, or smoking an L, as the kids like to say, and going and freebasing coke in the boys' bathroom at a private school. I'm just saying. or injecting yourself with heroin, which I still don't get how people can put
Don't party
that
shame
needle in
me.
their face. Hey, dude, we know how you lost all that. We know how you lost all that weight, man.
Oh hell
It wasn't.
yeah.
It wasn't dieting. It was the heroin diet.
Yeah, just fall asleep. Don't eat anything.
Yeah, you're just not hungry. Didn't you ever watch 90210 and what's his name? Not was it Dylan? Yeah, I think he had like a heroin issue or something with the Noxzema girl.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah. It was pretty serious stuff, man. Pretty
yeah.
serious.
But
Yeah.
no, so it's bullshit. In other words.
Yeah. But yeah, exactly. And then this dude eventually went on to found the DEA, right? Because we need more
Uh-huh.
government agencies to give people more jobs so that we can make more money and give them something to do. And it just turned out we had some wars going on, Korean and especially Vietnam. And then all of a sudden, well, the problem really wasn't marijuana anymore. It was heroin and opium and all these cool drugs that were being introduced into the United States. So then that is when he started saying marijuana is a gateway drug. And that's pretty much how it happened. I mean, marijuana was never made illegal. They just said you have to have a certificate to sell it, and we're not going to print any. And then all of a sudden, it was just illegal. No vote, no anything. I mean, it's just boom, there you go.
Now here's the real thing. Like, we usually don't go into our political views on this show just because, we don't. It's not that we don't want to upset anybody because I'm sure Jamie's done that in the past. Um, it's
Probably.
it's it's mainly because we kind of want to. We were worried about. I, I've heard from multiple of our fans that you kind of want us to go into a little bit of that stuff. So let's just fucking jump into it. So, what are your views on pot? Like, what do you think about it, and what would be the right way to legalize it, and what's or do you want it legal? I don't know. Like, what are your opinions on it?
So I definitely think that it should be legal. Coming from a state where we are being decimated, our crops are being decimated because there's really no demand for tobacco like there used to be, which is another funny thing. Like my whole thing is you're going to allow alcohol and cigarettes, which actually kill people.
Right.
Marijuana doesn't kill people. It helps people. I mean, if you think it kills people, then you need to go do some research because I
Two.
have never met anybody that has been killed from smoking just marijuana. I'm serious. And now you can vape it and do all that crazy cool stuff. I mean, eat it. Uh,
See, that's what I was
what?
gonna say. Like,
Yeah.
in igniting anything and then making it into a fire and then inhaling the smoke is of course going to release carcinogens.
Yes.
Especially because, let's be honest, nobody's going like, I have to have the best paper for this. I have to, no, like, people in high school are sitting there like tearing apart their school books and rolling it up and going, man, I just made the best joint. Like, this is great. And like, no, you just smoked history. Calm down. But it just, yeah. So that's a risk, right? But like edibles, I
Yes.
think although people, it is a different experience though, right? So
Yeah.
edibles are different. Edibles
Yeah.
are now, mind you guys. A little personal anecdote here. I've done it in the past. I don't currently smoke it. I don't have any plans to in the future, just because it's not something that I wish to do. For me, a lot of that stuff is just a depressant, right?
Hmm.
So it just makes me sleepy, or it affects me in the same way. I'm not a big drinker either because I just don't like depressants, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and no, I'm not. I'm never going to be one of those people that say that smoking pot make you a bad person because that's ludicrous, right?
It is. Yep.
Um, although on the other hand, like anybody can become addicted to anything. I think. I mean, you've
Yes.
seen You've seen that everybody's seen My Strange Addiction or something like that, right? Where people are like eating drywall and like, oh my god, this is the best drywall ever, and it's like you're gonna die, but fine, it'll make a good show. You'll get like 10 grand off of it. That's enough for some intestinal repair. Um, but, I mean, like it's fine, but But no, I do know some people close to me that who actually have, what I would consider a problem with it, but they also have other vices as well that go along with it. Just like you said, you don't
Yes.
see anybody who's like, okay, let's be clear. If you're waking up smoking a bowl, having a joint every 15 minutes and then going to sleep smoking a bowl, probably should
Yeah.
slow it down, right? But
Yeah.
what do you think about that? What is it? That marijuana syndrome. It's the one where it's basically fixed by hot water. You know what I'm talking about? It's like heavy usage. I mean, like enough to put down me.
What so explain this to me. What you
Okay.
get really high and then you go jump in a freaking jacuzzi?
No, it's so. Hold on. Uh,
I'm way confused. Or
I'm
uninformed,
looking.
I should
The
say.
mysterious marijuana syndrome, right? So it's cannabinoid hypermesis,
Hmm,
right?
cool name. Very cool name.
And it is basically this weird syndrome, right? And you never know if these things are actually true or not, because just like I don't know if you are familiar with like MSG and how it got its bad name.
How did it get its bad name? I know they say it's linked
The
to
Chinese food
headaches.
syndrome.
Uh-huh.
It was literally some dude wrote a open letter, and these symptoms that he was experiencing, or the symptoms that this person was experiencing, was taken seriously by health organizations, and everybody started to make
Wow.
these almost you know
Ludicrous.
clickbait, yeah, ludicrous clickbait was what they'd be called now, headlines in newspapers and medical journals and stuff like that on MSG and its effect, this Chinese food syndrome, right? Turns out MSG is not going to hurt you, so it tastes good. Um, but it,
MSG. How can I explain it? I take it frame by frame it. To have you all shout and jump and say it. Sorry.
but yeah, this cannabinoid hypermesis, right,
Hmm.
is relieved by hot showers, and it's literally just nausea and pain. So, you ever heard of that?
No, but I think it's hilarious.
But it's
Uh,
it's extremely heavy marijuana users. Heavy. I'm not talking like I'm talking get up, smoke from sun up, sundown. Crazy people, right?
well, I do know some people that were like that, but then they were forced not to be like that, usually because of the law. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and that's another thing too.
Yeah.
You know, in some states, marijuana has the same penalty as, and that's one of the main reasons why I don't partake is because it has the same penalties as like having heroin on you. It's like why?
Yeah. Well, we luckily here it's definitely a misdemeanor, but the problem is that um, if if you do anything, like people don't realize this, like misdemeanor wise or whatever,
Yeah,
then uh, basically they can search like everything and take stuff away. I mean, it's just, you know what I mean?
that's crazy. So it gives them probable cause to go rooting around in your
Yeah,
life.
man. And that's the like another thing people don't realize. And I was told this by a police officer friend that I had. He said that if you drive more than 80 miles an hour on anywhere, like the highway, wherever it is, that if they want, they can say that's reckless driving, and that gives them the ability to search your car without a warrant, probable cause. Now, granted, it might be thrown away in court if you say, no, you can't do that. I don't want you to do it, which it probably will be. However, they can do it.
That's crazy. Well, I don't suggest driving over 80 miles an hour either.
No, I don't condone that at all. I mean, no, I've never done that before.
No, no, I've
No,
never done
no,
that, especially when I was
no.
late and there was a highway and no.
No, or you just want to pass somebody who's driving slow because they're in the left lane, and you're just like, why are you in the left lane? Hold on. Okay, it's time for my little shiv rant here.
Okay.
Why do people drive in the left lane and go slow? I don't get it. There's a right lane that you're supposed to drive in at all times, and then you use the left lane to pass, not to drive the same speed as the car next to you. Get behind them. Get out of the way so that people that are intelligent and know how actually to use the roads and the laws can get where they're supposed to get. Instead, you make us mad. And when you make us mad, we give you the bird. And then you get mad. And then we get mad. And then it's just not good because usually you're some fat dude or old lady that can't even do anything. And you don't want me getting out of your car. Because then, no. You probably have a gun and I get shot and that's not cool. And then I have to explain to my wife why I'm shot. And it's because you were driving slow in the left lane. So
and she says, I understand. Don't worry about it. We'll just get it taken care of. Happens. Don't worry about it.
No, that's yes.
No, she's not cool like that. She wouldn't just take a gunshot and just like, nah, it's okay. It happens. Don't worry about it.
She'd probably be like, I'd probably be called moron, sleeping on the couch for a long time, things like that, But
have another gunshot wound mysteriously appear from somewhere.
I know, like, where did that come from? Yeah, and yeah, I mean. When you marry someone who has relatives that grew up in the country, there are usually guns in your house. They may not be loaded, but there's usually a 22 rifle and maybe a little 22 handgun kind of somewhere maybe, I mean.
If she's anything like my wife, if there's like a little pop gun that you give like a kid, she'll start chasing me around with that. So,
and that's not good because 22s hurt, man. I mean, yeah, they still hurt.
Okay.
It'll be okay.
But yeah, I don't understand that either. But when it comes down to the issue at hand, I mean, I do want to make this clear though because I know I'm going to get yelled at before we jump off into another shiv rant here. I think that pot should be legalized. I'm one of those people that don't smoke, don't plan to smoke, but I think it should be legalized, and I think that it should pay for new schools.
Yes.
Call me crazy, I guess.
Dude, I mean, Canada's making all that money. What we should do is we should just do it American style and then sell it to the world. And then we don't have to worry about anything. Everybody would be happy with us, man. Think about it.
Could you imagine once it gets to the point of like something like a soda can or something like that? Could you imagine the amazing advertising that's going to come out of that? There's going to be such great packaging.
Oh, great. It would just be amazing. I mean, make it like,
America Kush.
Oh, I like that. America Kush. Ooh. The red, white, and green,
Oh, man. No, we can't do that. That's Italy's flag.
No. Well, dude, apparently all these cigarette companies, like, they are ready to roll. Once it's federally legal, they're ready to roll, man.
I have a friend that works for Marlboro, and they were one of the first people. They were one of the first entities that pushed for electronic cigarettes because they thought that selling marijuana in a vaporizer, because people are anti-smoking marijuana now, right? Because they want to vape.
Yep.
That would be the best move for them to get into the marijuana game.
Ooh.
Ready to vape joints.
Bro, that's like genius. You buy the parts from China, real cheap.
There you go. Hopefully they don't explode.
Hopefully, but I mean, we keep China in business, and then we just sell it back to them when it's loaded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Win-win.
just ready to blaze, and that's a little insider information.
So if we ever make a company when it's legal,
When it's
Ready to
legal.
when it's legal, if when it's legal, Ready to Blaze might be a really good name. Just saying.
I'll expect a check in the mail, please.
Hey, you're gonna be my partner, so we'll be doing that together. You know what I mean?
Hey, I'm all for it. That's one of the businesses that I actually, long story short, I actually had looked into hardcore. Very, very low margin, very, very high profit. The only issue is getting cleared to do it.
I
Because
know, like,
they
ugh,
give you this extensive background check. They treat you like Elon Musk. It's a whole
yep.
deal. The Air Force starts investigating you.
It's
Eh,
no good, man. Air Force, no good. Drones over your house. I mean, just not good.
Yeah. But no, it's crazy. Do you think the outrage was warranted from someone like Elon Musk smoking?
He didn't inhale.
You know, I mentioned that, but I do actually have to give my wife the credit. She immediately had me pause the video. He didn't
Hmm.
inhale. He didn't
Yep.
inhale. That's
Yeah, I know.
bullshit. And
That's the
then
first.
he
Yeah.
kind of gave that like, this is pretty good marijuana. Like he had never smoked
Yeah.
before. He's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Like,
what the
like, here's
hell?
the thing. Like, if you watch, these TV shows and the people that are smoking, you can always tell when they're real smokers and when they're fake smokers by the amount of smoke that comes out. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like Joe Rogan's over there, and he's just like, "This is some good stuff, man. Try it out." Holding it in.
Yeah.
Hardly any smoke's coming out. His lungs are just full, and then he just puts it on his mouth, takes one blow, like, and then just does this big smoke cloud. I
Yeah.
mean, I think it's genius because people think he's really cool now, but he didn't inhale, dude. I mean, that's the first thing I noticed. I was like, he didn't inhale, and I started texting people right away. I was like, dude, he didn't inhale. Then my
Also,
one buddy,
yeah.
now
Go ahead.
my one buddy did say though that you can absorb some of the cannabinoids even if you don't inhale through the mouth tissue, and I'm like, okay,
You know,
no, he didn't inhale.
although he probably didn't inhale because he was already drinking to begin with.
Oh,
He had whiskey and
bro,
everything. You
hey,
know.
dude, he slick willied it. Ha ha ha. Do you get that reference?
No, I do not.
Oh, that's Bill Clinton, baby.
Oh.
Remember? I didn't inhale.
Oh yeah, that's
You're like,
some bullshit. He
it's like,
sounds like a stoner. There's
he
no
goes,
fucking way.
dude, here's the best part. It's like, I didn't inhale. I couldn't figure it out. I mean, I wanted to. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah,
Like, oh my
bullshit. You
gosh.
live with Hillary. You just
Yeah.
you inhale.
You have to inhale. Hmm.
Okay, as a pain does not support political view.
No,
So yeah, that I think we've kind of beat that to the ground there.
like a
Uh,
dead horse.
I will say buy a stock because it's going to go back up.
Ooh, it is going to go back up. You're right.
That's the same thing with fucking Nike. Like everybody's
Yep.
fucking freaking out about Colin whatever his last name is, right? Colin guy.
Kaepernick.
Who cares?
Kaepernick.
Nobody
No,
cares. Like no,
no.
in 10 years, nobody will care. He will still be the guy who kneeled, and that's it. That's it. Like he pretty much ended his career in the NFL.
Yeah. Hold up. So the reason why people are saying they're burning their Nikes, because I was kind of confused on this. I was like, what did Nike
Yeah.
do? And then people started talking about sweatshops and, making like 10
No, no, no,
cents.
no, no.
And,
It's because they
it's
chose
because,
him.
dude, who cares? Hey, anybody listening, if you feel the need to burn your Nike stuff, don't. If you have any extra larges or size 12 shoes,
Send it to-
particularly Jordans, we'll leave a link and you can send them to the Chaos and Pain warehouse. I don't care, and then I'll get them. I mean, hey, I'll gladly help you out. That's not a problem.
Also realize Nike doesn't just own Nike.
Nope.
So do your research before you start burning stuff because you might actually burn your house down.
I know.
Um,
Well, Phil Knight is a billionaire for a reason, and then one of his most successful partners, Michael Jordan, is also a billionaire.
with a
Hmm.
B.
B. Yeah. By the way, do you know what college Michael Jordan went to?
Hmm.
He attended the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, the
Oh
best
man.
university in the whole entire country. It was the second university founded in the United States behind Harvard and the first public university. Do you know why they're called the Tar Heels? One of the reasons, one of the many reasons why they call Tar Heels?
Why?
Probably the best. Because during the Civil War, the troops from North Carolina stood their ground. And it was said that they had tar on their heels. Mind blown. Thank you. By the way, all you Duke fans out there, you can suck it. Your university was like founded. It wasn't even Duke University. It was Methodist College. Are you kidding me? Methodist, go Methodist College, and yet we have a Blue Devil as our mascot. What's that about? You have a Blue Devil as a mascot, and you're a Methodist college, and then you're like, well, we'll name it to Duke. You know why it's called Duke? It's called Duke because the Dukes, who are tobacco industry big time, decided to give you money. That's why you're Duke University. Oh, high horse and Duke, blah, blah, blah. You know how many national championships you guys have total?
0?
9.
Oh,
9.
okay.
No, they have 9. 5 from basketball. Which they love to tote that around. You know how many varsity sport, we're not talking individual, but you know how many varsity sport national championships the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill has, Bryce? Any idea?
How many?
43.
That's a lot more than 9.
Yeah, you think so? And then all you state people out there too, NC State. I mean, I don't have a problem with NC State, but next time you try to talk junk to me about beating us in football or whatever, you can take your 2 national championships and go suck it.
We might have to do a sport corner episode.
Oh, let's do it because Chapel Hill, dude. You know what the best thing is? When anybody starts, and I always save it. I don't bring it out at all. But they start being like, oh, blah blah blah, Carolina sucks, blah 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 blah, doing all this stuff. Then finally, when I'm so annoyed that I just don't want to deal with it anymore and waste my intelligence, I'm like, Michael Jordan, and they just go, I'm like, Michael Jordan. Exactly. Go on. Bye bye. See you later.
The GOAT.
Exactly. And LeBron is nothing compared to Michael Jordan. Nothing.
Yeah, but he's good at interview.
Good point.
If you're upset about Nike and you want to just burn the stuff you already paid for, that's not going to teach anybody a lesson. Their stock is down right now because their shareholders are freaking out over this whole little internet buzz. But
dude,
yeah, it doesn't matter.
Dude, I need to buy some Nike stock, bro.
That's exactly what I was going to suggest. Like, so I went through a recent thing, semi-recent with AMD. So Advanced Micro Divisions went down to an all-time low in their stock, which was like I bought them at $1.82. Now, This is from a very, 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 very Asia-based company. So anytime a CEO steps down or whatever, they freak out. They're like, we don't know what's going to happen. Our businesses, because over there it's kind of still like a handshake business type sort of thing. So
is that why, like, every time a CEO steps down, I get a notification on my phone at like 2 a.m. from the Wall Street Journal?
Correct.
Makes
Because
sense.
especially over there in Asia, it's somebody does business with this person, but they might not do business with the next person because they don't like them specifically. It's a handshake type of business deal. So when Lisa Su came in to AMD, people were afraid. Now, this was right before their big CPU launches and everything. Guess how much they're up to now?
$10.
$19 a stock. I'm sorry, hold on. Yeah, I bought them for...
Oh my... Dude, you just made some money there,
Actually,
bro.
I'm sorry, they're $30.05.
Holy cow, you just made some money, bro. I need to
Yeah.
get you as my stockbroker.
Well, I follow along on the tech stuff a lot, so I kind of was in the know already. But yeah, everybody was freaking out. Everybody was says, just dump your AMD stock now, blah, blah, blah. And,
Wow.
yeah, they dumped it right into my lap. I got 35 shares.
Dude,
So-
you made some serious cash there, man.
Once in a lifetime, man.
That
But
is
that just
smart,
goes to
bro.
show you, like, Nike's down now, but that's just because people are unsure of the future. In 10 years, they'll have a different face. They'll have a different advertising campaign. You'll probably buy their shit.
Well, dude, the thing is, their owner, Michael Knight, he's old as dirt, man. He's like 89 or something,
Yeah.
91. I can't. I mean, he's not gonna. Well, he might be around forever. Who knows? He might be a vampire, but who knows?
I don't know. All I do know is that if you're seriously upset about, okay, look, buy products not for the political views or the any views of the company, right? Buy the products for uh, the product. So if you like the way that Nike looks, you like the look, right?
Hmm.
Buy it. If you
Hey,
don't, just don't buy it, and it'll sort itself out.
hey, Bryce. For some reason, you strangely sound like a capitalist. Hmm.
Speaking of capitalists, why don't you talk about hurricane barracudas?
Oh my.
Since you're being directly affected by it.
Yeah. So supposedly there's this like storm brewing out right now in the Atlantic, and first off, I mean, Africa must hate us a lot because these big waves that come off Africa turn into hurricanes and just mess us up big time. So, anyways, this thing is heading right dag center in the middle of my living room, basically, what it looks like the whole path. I'm like, oh, great, that's exactly where I live. That's fantastic. Now, we're not going to get hit by the the winds that when it makes landfall, but you know, it's going to be strong enough that they're thinking now it's going to do damage. Well, this isn't my first rodeo. I've been through a Category 2 at the coast. I vividly remember waking up as a young child and seeing the blinds hitting the inside of the window. And if you don't know what that means, it means that the house was shaken. So that was the first one. Then there was Hurricane Hugo when I lived in Charlotte. That's where I'm from. That was fantastic. We went without power for a whole week. I mean, it was awesome. Great. I remember playing outside in the eye of the storm when it came over. It's like, oh, we got little like leaf boats and stuff, and we're floating them down. I mean, the street. It was really cool. So then there
Run
was
into a
Fran, of
clown?
course. Run into a clown sometimes.
Yeah. Pennywise.
Sometimes. Dude,
Anyway.
that dude kind of like gives me nightmares. Like I don't like clowns because of him.
It's great the new It movie, right? I
Hmm.
actually absolutely love the new It. But the thing I will say is if you listen to interviews with the actor that played It, that
Hmm.
actually played Pennywise, and you see some of the behind the scenes, you won't be afraid of him anymore. He's goofy.
No, I remember like I didn't see the movie, but I remember the TV show with John Boy, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
and that was like some freaky stuff, man.
All right. Well, back to hurricanes. Hurricane barracudas.
Oh, well, one more thing, by the way, when I was in Charleston one time, we were
Yeah.
walking down one of the side streets, not the $10 million houses, but the $1 or $2 million houses, and I swear to you, there was a guy out in his yard working that looked just like Stephen King. I mean, I think it was Stephen King. I really do. I mean, I was just like, whoa, is that Stephen King? And then my wife even noticed it too, and she was like, whoa, I really don't know. So, if that's the case, then it probably was Stephen King, and he probably has a house in Charleston.
I don't
Anyways,
know, man.
I don't know. That house is, I mean, it's kind of big, but they're shotgun houses, So basically, it wasn't like a 5 million, probably like a 1.2 to 2 million house, but you know, no parking spaces, no garage. It's kind of funny. Anyways, so these barracudas, and again, we talked about barracudas before, and the fish that love to chase shiny things. So everybody is freaking out, all the barracudas, and they're in there in the store. They're buying up all the water. They're taking up my time. I go to the grocery store early in the morning when no one is there, and it's just I have to wait in line. And here's the funny thing: these people that are buying water, you know damn well that they don't drink water regularly. You
Ever.
just know it, ever. And they're sitting here buying up all, and I'm like, yo, I drink a gallon of water a day. Like, you don't drink a gallon of water at all. And then they walk all slow, like, they're all out of shape. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, the Diet Coke is over there, you know? Go get some Pepsi. Like, why are you buying water? You know what you do? You fill up your bathtub with water the night before you think the power's going to go out, and then you use that to flush your toilets if you lose power. Oh.
See, that's why you're in charge of the articles. You got the plan going on.
The plan or experience, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a big old garden tub. We're going to fill that thing up. That way you don't have to waste your drinking water on flushing the toilet, because that's not cool. That's really not cool. So, and then here's another thing. You know what else these barracudas are doing? Now, granted, I know that there's mandatory evacuations from the coast, but mandatory really doesn't mean mandatory. You're not going to kick someone out of their house. You know, it's just kind of how it works, which is hilarious. But anyways, so what they do is when they leave the coast, they stop every like 25 miles and fill up their tanks all the way because they're flipping out. And when they do that, they make the rest of us that live in the area not have any gas.
Yeah.
What a bunch of morons. What the hell? I already have to deal with people that are like getting 20 gallons of gas in 5-gallon jugs so they're generators in case they go out. I mean,
well, they can sell it.
Well, that's a kind of. So here's my question: what happens if you have like 20 of these 5-gallon containers of gas, right? And you just have it like under your house, and then we don't lose power. What do you do with all that gas? Do you put it in your car tank? I mean, the lawn. That's kind of a pain, but yeah, I guess so, man. I don't know. And you can't clean the containers out because you're not allowed to do that with gas. So
well,
what do you do?
You're not allowed, but let's be clear, okay? You're not allowed, but you know, it's gonna happen. Like people are gonna be like, oh, I didn't know, and then it'll be fine. Just like people's like in these hurricanes, and even where I'm at here, you know, I live in Tornado fucking Alley, so I got these whirlybirds above me, right, sitting there fucking saying, oh, well, guess what? You live not too far away from Moore, Oklahoma. That's probably a smart idea. And you know, it's like, you know, people buy gas and then they sell it on the street, and then when a cop pulls up and say, hey, you can't sell gas, and it's like, oh, I didn't know, sorry, and then nothing happens.
I know. You just say, I'm sorry. By the way,
I'm sorry, it won't happen again. I'll just move 12 feet and do it again.
So another funny thing is, when I was growing up, one of my friends, his family had a hedgehog problem. And hedgehogs are nice furry animals if they're named Sonic, but this one was not.
I was about to say, have a golden ring problem or something? Just all over the yard?
Did. All over the yard. Man, we just kept running into these damn golden rings, and every time you hit it, it'd make this bling. It was just so annoying. But anyways, they will destroy your yard. They will dig holes all through it, tunnels underneath.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
So he had some older brothers, one who was in the military, happened to be home, and he decided that he was going to get rid of the gopher problem. So he pumped, I don't know how much gas down one of the holes, right? And then he gets a little match, lights it, and drops it down. Dude, it was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. There were flames of fire coming up all over their front yard. It was hilarious.
Looks like a flame geyser.
Dude, it was, I mean, there must have been like 10 to 20 spots. They were just like, fire was coming up. You're like, oh, this is so cool.
Did one of the gophers, or did one of the hedgehogs beat it? Like, did
probably. I mean, I never really followed up on that part because I like animals, you know? So, I don't know. I mean, I've also heard of people, you know, finding a snake hole and just dumping gas down there, and then you block the hole off, and the vapors kill them.
You know,
that's
I mean,
that's country. That's country. Right
yeah,
there.
no, I was, you know, okay, I moved here from Austin, Texas, right? And one of the things that you've got to understand is in Austin, if you have like hoarder level of trash, they will
Mm-hmm.
come and they will put a sign on your door and they will say condemned, and they will get up all in your business because it becomes a problem. You get rats everywhere, you get raccoons everywhere, you
Ooh.
get
Ooh.
roaches everywhere, and then that spreads to the next house and the next house, and it just becomes there's so many people crammed inside of Austin that it's literally Austin's just exploding into Kyle, Buda, Temple, Round Rock, all that place. It's just kind of eating everything around it. Anyway, so if you have anything like a hoarder situation, you really you can't get away with that in Austin. I come here, oh my god. Like there have been legitimately two people that we have gotten into a good relationship we know personally that are hoarders, right? Legitimate hoarders, right? I mean,
Hmm.
for instance, one of this individual who was, and we're not friends with them anymore, but they were. It was my daughter's uh, friend's mom, right? She had a
Mm-hmm.
dead chinchilla that was sitting there for 3 weeks in her house,
A
and she
dead
didn't want to pick.
chinchilla.
Just listen, okay? I do a lot for my family, but I swear to
Wow.
fucking God, I got on my hands and knees, took apart a fucking shelving system, right, with just chinchilla shit all over it, like, and there were kids in this house. But anyway,
Wow.
I completely understand what you mean by country as fuck, because I did not understand the fucking meaning of the phrase until I came up here to Arkansas. So it's crazy, and
Yep.
these old adages never die. Like people say, you want to get rid of a stump, well, just dump diesel into the ground, right? So you dump diesel on top of the stump, and that's supposed to stop it from growing. Well, yeah, that'll work, but it's also like against EPA regulations. So no, you just dig the stump roots.
Yeah.
You just cut it off from the roots. You get all of it out, right? Stump removal. It'll be fine.
Or what
Or
about
you
or
burn
what
the
about one of
top of
those
it.
stump? Have you seen those stump grinders?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Those things are so cool, aren't they? Dude, they're remote controlled, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, or you can burn the top of
It's
them too, you know?
oh, that's a good idea too.
You can just set the top of the stump on fire and it won't grow anymore. You have to do that in a controlled way, by the way. Don't try that at home. But if you do, please upload it to YouTube and then, link us the video and it'll be fine. Um, and we might even feature it on the Hatecast. But when
I
it comes
like
out,
it.
yeah, user submitted fire hazards. Um, that's actually not a
I love
country.
it, dude. Let's do it, man.
That would get views. Um,
It would get views.
yeah. Okay. All right. I'm putting it out here right now. If you have something that was incredibly dangerous that you've done, right? Not that you're doing right now because we don't condone that, but that you've done,
No, done. No, no, don't do any
send it
new
to us.
jackass stuff. No new jackass. Old jackass.
All jackass. Send
Old
it to
jackass.
us, and we may use it at the end of one of the or the beginning of one of these Haycast. I'm serious about
Ooh.
this. I'm gonna do it.
Oh,
So
bro,
send it.
bro. Have you? Okay. There was this YouTube video, and it's been on for I don't know how long, maybe close to 10 years. But it is the funniest YouTube video I have ever seen in my life. Uh, it's called Ass Rocket. Oh my God. I mean,
Ass rocket.
I, dude, I'll send you the link, and then you can put it on the bottom here. But like every time I send it to one of my friends, like every 2 or 3 years, I remember it, and I'll send it to them or show it to them. Everybody just laughs their ass off.
Just freaks out. Yeah.
Dude, it's amazing. I mean, and other people, there's some other imitators, but the first one is just wow. It's amazing, dude. I'm
I
gonna
will
send
link
you the
that in the
link.
description box below, and if it's not monetized, I may actually put it at the end here. We got to be careful with ripping other people's content.
Oh, you're right. I mean, it was a bunch of like teenagers that put it on there, so I don't know if it is or not. It might be by now, but and who knows how many views. But it's one of those things that
We'll see.
if it had come out like 3 years ago, it would probably have like 100 million views. It's amazing.
Worst case scenario, I'll just do what everybody else fucking does with recycled content, which is just put those shit bars on top of it. You know, those shit bars on top and bottom of it. It has those white bars and it says, "You won't believe what happened." Ha 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 emoji. And then I call them shit bars because that's all they are, is they're shit. It's nothing special. It's nothing spectacular. There's one person that did it and now everybody does it. It's shit bars. It's reposted shit bars.
Whew.
Anyway.
Reposted. I like it.
But, yeah, when it comes down to it, you know, do you think, what are some of the old adages that you've heard about stuff like that? I mean, like, obviously pouring gasoline in a snake hole is probably the most, that's pretty country. What other ones have you heard about?
Oh man. Wow. Let's see what's another good one. Well, I don't how to find water with
Okay.
you grab a stick that is in the shape of a Y, and you grab the two handles of the Y. You got me so far?
Okay.
And you walk around the yard, and then the stick will actually bend down where there's water and where you can actually dig to build the well.
Wonder how many holes that created.
Probably more than the gopher.
I don't know. My mom is kind of old school. She's an older lady, and she told me this one story about her grandma who made her throw a fork in a direction to get rid of a wart on her finger. So
Huh.
now that's fucking old
Oh,
school.
oh, well, my wife's pa, that's what they called him, pa.
Yeah.
Um, he could talk away a burn.
How?
Uh, I don't know. I begged him to teach me, but he never did, alas. But yeah, he could talk away a burn.
That- what did he say to it?
I never witnessed it. I was just told people said it happened to him. Like they happened to them. They talked away a burn. And he was like hardcore smoked, since he was like probably 8 or 10,
He was
eighth
one of
grade
a fireman.
education. Oh, dude, yeah, eighth grade education. Uh, did farming and then did construction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he was tough
Man's
as a
man.
nails. Like,
Yeah.
oh, dude, like when the youngest daughter, he had three daughters too. So the youngest daughter, one time, her husband now came to pick her up. He had his shotgun laying on the couch and said, "Make sure you're home at this time."
Yeah. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't do that nowadays.
No, you can't. They get mad at you for some reason.
Yeah, well, no. Also, you get that hipster boyfriend that'll come in and like start just screaming, crying. Don't shoot me! A bunch of pussies. Um,
Beta, beta, beta.
man, I don't know. What do you think the reason for that is?
Well,
What
there
What do you think
is.
the pussification of our culture?
Okay, well, it's definitely a couple of things. Number one, we don't have to go and kill, you know, antelope and
Yeah,
deer
yeah,
for
but we
food.
didn't have to do that in the '80s and '70s and all that stuff too, where we
Oh,
could.
you mean okay?
Yeah,
Well,
like
there.
recent history.
Okay, so I definitely think that it's probably a byproduct of our eating habits, that promote estrogen production. I also think that now I think the women's movement is fantastic. And I'm not saying it's not, okay? But I think that when it's taken overboard, that it causes the backlash in the males and they're afraid to be masculine. So then they start adopting more beta tendencies,
Right.
okay? I also know that some scientists in Europe are extremely concerned with the fact that the sperm rate is dying like drastically. I mean, they thought that there'd be like a dip off of it and then it would kind of level out. Well, it's continuing to go down, which is not good because what, in case you don't know about biology, you have X and Y chromosomes, Y being male, X being female, and sperm decides the gender of the baby. Well, it just so happens that the Y sperm, they are really fast and really quick, but they're not really that strong. Okay?
Right.
The X, they're the resilient ones, man. They never give up. They never give up. So the key is that if you're seeing a decrease in overall sperm production and
Right.
fertility, right, then it's going to make it more difficult for the Y sperm to make it to the egg because they're not going to be as strong. They're going to die off, yada, yada, yada. So you'll probably start to see an increase in female births. And that's actually, as much as it sounds awesome, it's not really a good thing
Right.
at
From a
all.
biological standpoint, from
From a
like an
biological,
evolutionary, from
yeah,
a sustainable standpoint. No, and I
yeah.
get you. There's another thing too is women. And this may get a little gruesome, and I apologize for that. But this may get a little bit of fuck it. We never promised to be clean. So
No,
like, women are going through puberty faster.
yes.
Women are getting their menstrual cycles earlier and earlier because of maybe environmental factors, maybe food issues, hormone problems, and stuff like that. But if you notice, there's been an uptick in things like PCOS,
Hmm.
polycystic ovarian syndrome, and other hormonal issues that have popped up over the
Hmm.
most recent years. And I'm kind of curious as to what. Now I know there's some ongoing studies about blue light and hormone production.
Yes. Ooh, interesting you bring that up because as negative as they say blue light is, apparently you can reverse it with red light, which we've talked about before.
Yeah. So, there's some interesting research on hormone production, specifically melatonin, that is still ongoing because they understand that it decreases the amount of melatonin you have, but it
Ooh.
it it doesn't. They think it also interferes with the way it works. So, and blue light being, of course, from your LED, your screens, your
Everything.
pretty soon here, I'm pretty sure that we're gonna have like a bioluminescent dick that we can like have blue light emanating from, so that we can be even further emasculated,
That's not
or
cool.
further fucked up. Hey, no,
Can I
let's do
can
it.
I can I make mine red light?
You make it-
Hey, dude, it would be like Star Wars. Fighting with your lightsabers.
no, let's not cover docking, but it's
Oh, has this show digressed?
it's fine. But anyway,
I love
it's
it.
it, it certainly is interesting. I was just wondering your opinion on that. I mean, what do you think we could do to kind of improve that? I know obviously resistance training and working out and stuff like that, right? Because it all comes
Working
back to
out number
that for
one.
us.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Definitely working out because what working out does is it gives us as males an outlet for our masculinity. And when you don't have that, I mean, we're not supposed to be sitting in jobs all day behind a desk and driving cars. I mean, it's hilarious. And let me just tell you, I think I've told you this before, but I recently, like the past couple of years, I've been mistaken for ex-military. I don't know how many times. They're just like, "Hey, are you in the military?" I'm like, "No." And so then,
uh-oh. Um, well, guys, I think we just lost Ed. Let's Let's pick it back up so that he can tell his military story. Just give me a minute. It's internet issues. We'll be right back. And we're back. Sorry about that. It was a little bit of an internet hiccup, but it'll be
My
fine.
fault.
So, you've been mistaken for military recently.
Yeah, and they said it was because, well, I thought it was because my hair was short. But no, they said it was because I was fit. And so then I was like, well, should I be happy or sad because it means I'm fit and I'm old? You know? So I guess I'm kind of happy. And so what that shows to me is that there are a lot of people in this society that don't work out. For me to be mistaken for military very regularly. And so I think that that is a big reason as to why you're having this demasculinity of the male gender. Also, skinny jeans. What the heck is that, bro? If I couldn't even put a pair of those things on, they wouldn't fit over my knee, let alone my quad. Are you kidding me?
I tried.
Just to try, right?
I was looking for a new pair of jeans, and just as a kind of a gaff, I tried them on, and I kind of busted out laughing at a JCPenney's because it wouldn't go up over my calf.
Dude, yeah, and also, like, I'm sorry, but, I mean, I'm not saying I'm, like, gifted or anything, but, like, I don't feel like there's enough space for, like, my package to, like, hang out in this skin. Like, I feel like I would just be busting out all the time, and people would just be like, "Oh, there's your package," you know, like that's not cool.
Yeah, if you're a man and you if you have like a camel toe thing going on from the back, I'm allowed to tell you to go fuck yourself to your face. I'm allowed to walk up to you, tap you on the shoulder, and say, "Hey, you, go fuck yourself," right? Because you're walking around with a moose knuckle. What?
If you ever run for president, I'll be your running mate.
I'll do it. I'll fucking do it just to squash skinny jeans. And to get more people fit. I mean, here's the thing. Look, okay? I'm not saying everybody has to work out like a maniac. Nobody has to be a bodybuilder. Nobody has to be a powerlifter. Nobody has to lift heavy-ass weight. I don't care. And you know what? I'll tell you this, too. You don't really need to go near one rep maxes if you need to get healthy, right? You can sit there in the 10 to 12 rep range for basically ever and get plenty fit. You just need to fucking do it. Listen to me, okay? Having high body fat is not cool, right? Having high body fat is just chasing mouth pleasure. That's all it is. There's no fucking reason. You have the time. You watch Netflix. You sit there, you watch a 45-minute show. You could be doing push-ups in between commercial breaks. What the fuck is wrong with you? And that's me coming from a former fat guy too. I used to be morbidly obese. Do you understand? Morbid. I could not tie my shoes without like it was bad. I just decided I wasn't gonna fucking live like that anymore. And I just didn't. What?
When you look down, could you see your package?
Yes.
Oh, you must be lucky in that department then.
No, I just had extremely good fat distribution. Okay, look. Yeah, I had a big belly and stuff like that, right? But at the same time, I had fat arms and fat legs. So, and I'm thinking that was the reason why I don't have much loose skin either. Like, I had a little bit of it. I had a little bit of it, like on my thighs, like in between my thighs, like right underneath my balls. Probably TMI. It's fine.
The taint.
Don't worry about
it. The taint area.
Yeah, like right below that. Where you see big people get those big pockets of like gross cellulitis.
Yeah.
That was me. I'm your boy. So I had that going on. But when I started to actually grow legs and it started to fill out, no more fucking loose skin. And the thing I will tell you something, speaking of being masculine and everything, I think that there are some what are seen as not masculine things that everybody needs to do. Moisturize your fucking skin is one of them. What the fuck is wrong with people? You care so much about your appearance. You care so much about your appearance, but you don't want to sit there and fucking slather yourself in lotion. Look, Now, I know everybody has experience with Lubriderm, okay? Everybody grew up in the 90s, I know, okay? Yeah. Look, you were changing channels, you saw a little bit of a titty, okay? It was fuzzy, but you could make it out, right? And that was the important thing.
Yep.
But really, seriously, like shea and cocoa butter, right? It's what the people with more melanin in their skin use to prevent themselves from getting ashy. Shea with cocoa butter. Slather yourself up in that. Like, fucking do it before bed. One and done. Boom. You've got good skincare regimen. Like, it's not fucking rocket science. But yeah, I mean, you know, I will agree with you that, you know, a lot of people's problems would be solved if they just kept their body fat down and started resistance training. So, you know, not just go ahead.
High intensity resistance training.
Yeah, and for everybody, that's different too. I mean,
Yep.
you can. Okay, look, Jamie Lewis was a powerlifter. I'm a bodybuilder. You have a bunch of people. Ed was involved in the fitness industry for years.
18.
18 years.
I've been lifting for over 22.
Right. But we don't automatically expect you to be like us.
No.
We don't automatically expect you to be able to go, I have no warm up. I'm pretty cold, but I'm going to just squat 315 because I just feel like it. Right? We don't expect you to do that. We don't expect you to go, you know what? I want to go a little bit lighter today. I'm going to just put 275 on the bar. Right? Because that takes years, right? You need to build yourself a foundation of strength. You need to be explosive. You need to be have high intensity in your exercise. Oh my God! For those of you who are not listening, he is holding up 2 lemons and a banana because that is the level of maturity that we have on this show. God damn it!
I knew I was going to get you with that one. It was great, wasn't it?
This is okay, guys. I promise you, I am going to order a webcam so that we can have video for the next Hatecast and the Hatecast after that and the Hatecast after that, so that you can see the reaction on my face and how animated. Because that's something that sometimes it doesn't come across. I'm very animated when I talk, so I'm one of those people. Yes. I'm one of those people.
Me. What are you doing?
Yeah. If you have a conversation with me, like, don't stand, close to me because I'll smack you. I'll just fucking bitch slap you with the back of my hand because I'm trying to explain something.
Is that a good one?
No need to take out your dick on webcam. Calm down.
Sorry about that. It's a Mike Tyson incident. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Wait, what? How did you break your back? My back is broken.
My back is broken.
Yeah, what was? What did you break? My back. That's the greatest Mike Tyson clip. Just straight up savage.
He is. I love that guy.
But anyway,
such a tiny voice.
I know.
Well, dude,
just do it.
What about like Ronnie Coleman, man?
Yeah, buddy.
Hey, what's going on? What?
Oh my God! Do you know he's the person that they called for domestic disputes?
Well, that is awesome, but bro, he can barely walk now, man.
Yeah, but you also got to understand, he was going for a different look. He was trying to look. Okay. So that it's good that you brought that up because people think that if you lift heavy, you're going to end up like Ronnie Coleman.
You don't want to be like Ronnie Coleman.
No, but also if you lift heavy for you're not going to end up in a wheelchair. The thing you've got to understand is he was on a lot of supplements.
Yes.
And, extracurricular supplements, not the ones we sell.
Yes.
Gear, steroids, all that other stuff, right?
Oh,
growth hormone, probably IGF-1, probably...
Interleukins.
Yeah.
There's been rumors about him being on interleukins, but... if you take the wrong ones, you'll die, like, immediately.
Oh, is that all the risk?
Yeah. But hey,
for a trophy.
Dude, I still remember when I saw the pictures of him at 297. I was just, there has never been a bigger better Mr. Olympia than he was that year. It was just
Excluding Arnold Schwarzenegger, who do you think was the GOAT Olympian? Mr. Olympia.
excluding Arnold. Wow, because then you got like Haney, but he really wasn't big compared to today's standards, and then Dorian was ridiculous because he brought the mass. But um, man, I mean, Phil's got the shape, but I might have to say Ronnie just because that one year, I don't think there's ever been a Mr. Olympia that has ever been that big and that conditioned. I mean, 297. There were rumors that like Flex Wheeler was just like the second he went on stage, Flex just stood up in the audience and was like, just
Yeah,
just
yeah,
started like clapping, like, dude, like you've taken it to that level, and he never did it again. He couldn't. But
yeah. No kidding. Yeah.
I think for that reason, I would put Ronnie at the top. I
You know,
definitely would.
current standing, I would too. The only reason being is because not only was he one of the best bodybuilders on the Olympia stage, but he was also one of the most charismatic. Everybody
Yes.
loved Ronnie. Everybody. There was not a
Everybody.
person that had a bad interaction with him, except for the people who
Yep.
put away. He had everybody in his corner. His farewell Olympia. Did you watch clips of that?
No, I didn't.
Everybody. So he was in like a king outfit, right? And everybody just standing ovation in that theater. It was really heartwarming, and I don't think we're gonna see another Ronnie for a little bit. Now, I'm not gonna say ever because every once in a while these guys pop up. I mean, Arnold was unique, certainly,
Yep.
and
Yep.
Dorian, the Shadow, he was also very, very unique in the way that he
Yes.
brought mass and he did something different, right?
Like Mincer.
Yeah, Phil Heath is kind of man. You know
Yeah.
what? I like him. I like the look of him, but man, the closer and closer the Olympia gets, the more I'm interested to see if I'm right. He got something a little bit done on his
Yeah.
midsection because
I want
if
to
he
see it
did,
too.
do you think it'll be the best shape he's ever been in?
If he did, yeah, because the proportions will just be. I mean, don't get me wrong. He has the biggest forearms that I've ever seen on a Mr. Olympia, and because he has big forearms, his arms are pretty big too. I
Yeah,
mean, they're huge.
yeah.
But and his midsection is tighter than Ronnie's, but I mean, he's still not Ronnie Coleman.
Who would you like to see win?
Oh, I mean, honestly, I don't know, man. I mean, you've got all those guys like Big Haney, and I just think bodybuilding is down right now because you don't have the interest that you had in the competition that you
Yeah.
had before. Is Kai even doing the Olympia this year?
No, 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 no.
I didn't think so. Is he like
He's
retired?
yeah. So the grapefruit video got him. I mean,
Um,
that's what stopped him from, I think, being Mr. Olympia, and the way that he conducted himself at that one Olympia where he got into it with Phil Heath.
yeah, that was
And
pretty. That was pretty funny, actually.
it was, but at the same time, it was very unsportsmanlike. And
Yeah,
Jim Mannion, is a great guy. Hope to work with him one day, but he does beat his dick to political correctness.
yep,
And just because you kind of need that to be an ambassador of bodybuilding in the
yeah.
highest form. Now, I know people are going to say Big Ramy, but I don't. I don't think he's one of those guys that has just superior genetics for mass, but he comes in there looking like a cartoon character.
He does. His shape doesn't look anything like it. I mean, I think Dexter Jackson has some of the best shape. He's just
Too
not big
old.
enough. Yeah, he's
Too
too old and
old.
he's not big enough.
His legs are going.
Oh, that's one of the first things, a sign of probably some damage in his lower back or something. I mean, honestly, I guess then I want Phil to win. Mm,
I know. I know. That's kind of where we're at too.
Yeah, it's like why not continue on the legacy and
I was hoping
you
Dennis
know,
Wolf would make a big
ooh,
comeback, but he didn't end up. Is he
dude,
competing? I think so.
I think so.
I need to look it up before because we're
I
gonna
mean,
have to talk about it because people are
we
gonna be
are.
all up our butts.
They are. I mean, Kevin Levrone, the year that he made a comeback was pretty ridiculous. I mean, he finished what top five, maybe I think, or something. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
but again, he's over 40, so one of the things that you'll notice in over 40 guys is their legs will never be the same, just because you can't really push it like you were in your 30s.
Nope.
Um, and he's like
Also,
53.
wow. Well, dude. Also, a big thing too is if you don't maintain that size year round, then it becomes more difficult the older you are. And that was his thing. He lost a lot of that. And then, granted, his genetics were so awesome that he was known for growing into shows. You know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But when you get old, you just can't do that. Whereas like Phil walks around that big year round. You know what I mean?
And still runs and does pull-ups and all that other bullshit. Like, what the
I
fuck?
know. I know. He really is a genetic freak. I mean, that's why they call him the gift. You know, his proportions are just stupid. I mean, you don't the muscle attachments. I mean, the dude looks like he weighs 20 to 30 pounds heavier than he really is. That's
Yeah.
why he's Mr. Olympia. I mean, he won his first pro show at 220. Are you kidding me? Pro show at 220.
Yeah, yeah. And he played Division One foot or basketball too.
Basketball. Point
So
guard. Yeah.
so he already had a background of endurance a little bit. So, but anyway, I think we're gonna move it on here, and we're gonna kind of wrap things up. So, because it's already been an hour, man.
I think it's been over an hour.
Yeah, yeah. So there's one news story that I'd like, just because. Have you ever seen Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Oh, I when it first came on, oh yes, that I
Okay,
loved that show.
this is a Curb Your Enthusiasm moment.
Ooh.
State Representative Dan Gasaway lost his seat by 67 votes. Okay,
Okay.
70 ballots didn't have his name on
Ooh.
it.
What? Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
So the county or wherever he's at admitted wrongdoing. So he's currently in
What?
the middle of suing them because he lost his seat to a businessman. And
Oh my gosh.
yeah, cue the music
Dude.
at the
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
70 ballots didn't have it. How pissed would you be?
I would be more than pissed. I would be doing what he's doing, raising Cain and telling people
Literally
that,
the amount
yeah,
of ballots that didn't have his name on it, he lost by.
that is, well, my first question
I
would be like, well, if that didn't, they didn't have my name on it, then what else is going on here, guys? Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And just for something for a county to actually admit wrongdoing in this is also another feat in and of itself. Now, I
It
only
is.
mention this not because of his political views, but because of this sheer fuckery that's going on here. That's
That's
crazy.
ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Wow.
Um, but yeah, and the
Wow.
last one we're gonna go over is somebody said, and I quote on our. Let me actually bring up the quote. Are you prepared for the hurricane, by the way?
Um, I guess. I mean, I'm
Not
charging
much you
up
can
all the
do at this
stuff.
point.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know if it's gonna, where it's gonna land. The farther north it goes, the better.
Yeah,
I mean, for us, anyways. Sorry, people that live in the north, you know. But
yeah,
there's also higher elevation there and less chance of flooding. I mean, my big concern is I'm not worried about, the storm itself. I'm worried about losing power for, and quote the governor, expect the power to be out for an extended period of time.
right. And so I know your wife had to cancel plans
Yes.
um, due to this thing. So, guys, if you're in the area of North Carolina or
Oh,
wherever
dude,
else it's hitting,
she was actually supposed to be in Austin.
oh, ironic. Yeah, no,
Ironic.
was she driving the whole way?
No, flying.
Okay, yeah,
Dude,
yeah,
she
yeah.
works. She works for a major corporation. Like they don't. Yeah,
Oh,
they
hell
fly.
yeah. All,
Yeah, they fly. They fly.
hell yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They're like, yeah, like they get their own rooms and stuff at hotels. I'm like, what's that? You know?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought I'd go over this comment real quick before we get off here. So, uh, one of our subscribers writes, I think one of the main reasons Jamie got Bryce on the podcast is because he wanted alternative opinions to his training methodology. Jamie was a strength oriented lifter. I can't speak right now. And
It's
Bryce a
okay.
bodybuilder. Yet I've never heard Bryce talk about how a bodybuilder would angle his workouts to get bigger slash stronger. Now, that is
Ooh.
true. I haven't really talked about that. So I can kind of go over it, but it's going to be the most boring answer ever because really it's not. I mean, you just add more isolation exercises, right?
Go for the pump,
And
bro. Go for if you
and
want to. So is it to get stronger as a bodybuilder, like power building kind of thing? A power.
uh if you build muscle, you're going to get stronger anyway,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I
So
mean,
he says how he would angle his workouts to get bigger slash stronger. So
oh, okay. Well, then that's pretty simple. You just increase the time under tension and
right.
go for a pump and more blood flow and cell proliferation versus just trying to do one rep. And like you said, you keep your ranges. I would say 8 to 10 variation. Concentrate on the form and squeezing at the top of the contraction, and then
Also more
release
volume too.
a lot more volume
So
and volume
something
in the same amount of time.
Yeah, so something that Jamie does is he may do like if he's doing behind the neck presses, right, or Viking presses, he'll do sets of 5 or trips, right?
Hmm.
He'll do triples. So I won't do triples that often. I'll do except for, and I'll go into this in a minute, deadlifts. So I'll do sets of anywhere from 8 to 20 depending on the body part. Like I don't like to do sets of 20 on stuff like arms because you're kind of just going through the motions at that point. So I do like
Hmm.
8 to 12 on that. But when it comes down to like um, calf raises, I'll do 20 sets on those just because your lower body, I feel for my body, adapts better to higher rep ranges when it comes to lower body stuff just because I'm always on my
Yes.
feet. I'm always doing stuff.
Yes.
Same thing with abs. So
Yes.
something with abs that you can do to build a great set of the actual show muscle abdominals, your actual rectus abdominis, your obliques, and all that stuff. You want to make sure that you get a shit ton of volume because they're always under a shit ton of volume. And I know there's those people that say you don't have to do ab work to build abs. Well, you're not a bodybuilder, so you don't have to build bodybuilder like abs. Uh,
Dude, did you
but
see my abs? You see me pointing to them?
yeah,
That was pretty
uh,
cool, right?
go ahead. What?
You saw me pointing to my abs there?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've seen your abs.
That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, you don't do any
Yeah.
ab work, do you?
No.
See, I do ab work.
Oh
Now,
man.
mind you, I was also a fat boy, so it's kind of a mental thing too. But
Oh man, I like to squat and deadlift instead of doing the ab work.
well, I
Oh,
don't I actually
ugh.
tack them on to the end of my lower body days.
Well,
Like
dude,
it's
they're actually important to do for structure, and I probably should do more of them for structure, but um, I just never have. Like one time, one of my friends was like, "Dude, how are your abs so deep?" And I'm like, "I was born this way. I don't really know."
yeah, no, I
You know.
but I do ab work. I do heavy cable crunches, right? Because I feel that the heavier you can load your abs while doing high volume, the more likely they are to just bust out of the seams. I mean,
Just
abs do like weight. I mean, there are people that do crunches and they do like 100 crunches and like they Bruce Lee it in front of their Netflix, shows, and they fucking like let out a every once in a while and like it doesn't do anything. Yeah. But I would prefer doing like heavy cable crunches. But I also do, sometimes I do like 20 rep sets, or sometimes I shoot for a total rep for the day. So total 100 reps, break that up into how many ever sets I need in order to make that happen. Now, the training does kind of differ when I get lower body fat, because I kind of move away from the free weights and kind of go more towards machines, just because you're more prone to injury. Also, some of the movements like specifically overhead press, stuff like that gets incredibly hard when you get lower levels of body fat. And I'm talking like extremely, extremely lean. Edge got his fucking camera on, okay? He's been sitting there giving me shit the entire time, okay? I'm trying to sit here and explain things, and he's just basically flipping me off. And it's fine. Yeah, go ahead. Work that Jack in the Box. Don't worry, guys. It's not his dick. So, but you'll be able to see soon. It's all towards one goal, and that's looking better. I could give two shits less whether or not I deadlift 600 pounds or 100 pounds if I'm the biggest person, right? If I'm the biggest that I will be, right? So currently I'm at 284 body weight. I plan to hit 300 by November 19th, which is my birthday. So,
hey, it's your birthday. Not for real though. Just your play.
I'm being 28, so that's appropriate. I'll be 28, but yeah,
such a baby.
I know. I'm so young. Jamie gives me shit for it all the time.
Well, he's old, man. He's like older than me.
Yeah, but it'd be okay.
So, it'll be all right.
In a way to answer your question, in the shortest amount of time here, I'll just kind of rush through it. So, I train to look like a bodybuilder. That means more sets, probably less weight, a little bit. That means concentrate on the squeeze, concentrate on the contraction, really hammer that time under tension, and when I get leaner to the point where everything basically hurts, I will switch to more of a machine workout versus free weights. But right now I'm free weighting it up. It's been great bulking because I've really been able to push my numbers too. So more than I usually do. So like I hit 315 for 12 on the bench.
Nice.
Not too long ago. So that was a 12 rep PR nobody cares about.
I care, Bryce. I care.
Thank you. I almost believe that.
I'm glad, because I almost tried to make it believable.
Yeah. So,
hey, by the way, do we have XXX t-shirts?
I don't think so.
Oh man.
I got a 2X in the tank top, Chaos and Pain tank top. By the way, guys, best tank top ever. So we do have we have 2X.
Good.
Yeah.
Not for me. I'm not that big. One of our ambassadors is going to be going for a world record in some masters powerlifting meets, and he wants to know.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? And he wants to know if we have a XXX, and I was like, no, we have XX.
I tell you what, we'll talk about that off air, but we could probably work something out. Let's
okay.
If it's for one of our ambassadors. So world record time, got to be representing.
Heck yeah, bro! Like he's already a record holder, and might be able to get him on the podcast too. He's got a real thick country accent though, but
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. Like I apparently have one too.
No,
So
not really at all. But
to most Northerners, I do.
well, dude, have you heard them talk, man? I mean, I got friends from like New York and Pennsylvania, and like it's like, whoa, dude, like, whoa.
Yeah, no. Jamie heard me one time talk to my wife, like off camera, and I was just bullshitting with her, and my country accent kind of came out because I try and control it as much as I can on online and just talking to people in general, just because it's you sound a little bit retarded. Like I mean that in the old way. Don't fucking like okay, fine. I mean mentally challenged. You sound mentally challenged.
Mentally challenged. How do you say pecan?
Pecan. My dad calls it a pecan.
Pecan.
Yeah, pecan pie.
Oh, dude, give me
Hell
some
yeah.
pecan pie. Have you ever had chocolate pecan pie?
I have. You know what? It's on the list of things to bake. So I'm gonna start getting into that.
Dude, have you seen Big Trouble in Little China yet?
No.
Bro, I'm gonna
Okay.
bring this up
Okay.
every single
Okay.
Hatecast until you watch that movie. It's a
Okay.
classic. Jack Bauer, man. You know what old Jack says at a time like this? Are you kidding me? Gosh.
Okay. I tell you what. Next Hatecast, I will have watched it. I promise.
Yes, I mean, dude, Big Trouble in Little China is just, I can't believe it. I really can't believe it, man. The
Well, it looks
song is
like I'm
great.
in big trouble on the little Hatecast.
It goes with this. It goes, Big Trouble in Little China. You better
Well,
run.
I think on that we'll end it. You
Yeah,
know.
probably. Yeah, my attention span is going, so.
Yeah. No. Mine is elsewhere too.
Yours is went.
Um. Yeah. No. I'm really bad. So like. Yeah. I probably should be on ADHD medication. I just can't be bothered. So.
No, I take Bacchus instead.
Hell yeah. But anyway, guys, if you like this video, go ahead and like this video. If you dislike this video, you know where to shove that. If you have any questions you'd like to have answered on the Hatecast, go ahead and post them in the comment section below. And as always, we will see you in the next one. God damn it. Really? He's mocking me. I'm going to tell on you.
Oh, that was
All right, guys.
awesome.